Hello there, and welcome to today's video. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there in the first place? Or perhaps you've misplaced your glasses only to find them perched right on top of your head. We've all been there, and if you're over 65, you might notice these little memory hiccups happening more frequently than they used to. Today I'm going to share something that could change your life in just 7 minutes a day. That's right. 7 minutes each morning could be all it takes to significantly boost your brain health, sharpen your memory, and keep your mind active well into your golden years. Before we dive in, I want to share something personal with you. My mother just turned 82 last month, and 5 years ago, she started noticing changes in her memory that frightened her. Names would slip away, appointments were forgotten, and she found herself relying on sticky notes scattered around the house. Like many of you, she feared these were the first signs of something more serious. Rather than accepting this as an inevitable part of aging, my mother decided to take action. We researched and developed a simple morning routine based on neuroscience that takes just 7 minutes to complete. The transformation has been remarkable. Now at 82, she's sharper, more confident, and enjoys life with a clarity of mind that many people decades younger would envy. The science is clear on this. Our brains, even after 65, maintain something called neuroplasticity, the ability to form new neural connections and adapt throughout our lives. The key is giving our brains the right kind of stimulation. And that's exactly what this 7-minute routine is designed to do. Today's video isn't about complex brain training apps or expensive supplements. It's about simple, science-backed habits that, when practiced consistently each morning, can significantly improve your memory, focus, and overall cognitive health. Best of all, they fit seamlessly into your existing morning routine. So let's get started with the first element of our 7-minute brain health routine, the 2-minute memory priming exercise. Your morning begins the moment you open your eyes. Instead of immediately reaching for your phone or turning on the news, take 2 minutes to engage in what neuroscientists call memory priming. Here's how it works. While still lying comfortably in bed, close your eyes again and slowly recall 3 specific things: what you did yesterday evening, one person you spoke with, and one thing you're looking forward to today. The key is to recall specific details. Not just "I had dinner," but "I had baked salmon with roasted vegetables and talked with my daughter about her upcoming vacation." This simple practice activates your hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for forming and retrieving memories. It's like warming up a car engine before a drive. By engaging your memory recall pathways first thing in the morning, you're priming your brain for better memory performance throughout the day. Dorothy, one of our regular viewers who's 73, shared that after doing this exercise daily for just 3 weeks, she noticed she no longer needed to write down grocery lists. The items stayed firmly in her memory. Small changes, big results. Now that your brain is warmed up, let's move to the second component of our routine, the 90-second cross-body movement. For this next part, you'll need to get out of bed and stand in a comfortable position. For 90 seconds, you're going to perform some simple cross-body movements that have been shown to activate multiple regions of your brain simultaneously. Start by touching your right hand to your left knee as you raise your knee up. Then alternate with your left hand to your right knee. Do this slowly and deliberately for about 30 seconds. Next, reach your right arm up while lifting your left foot slightly off the ground, then switch sides. Continue these alternating movements for another 30 seconds. Finally, draw small circles in the air with your right hand while drawing triangles with your left for the last 30 seconds. Feel free to modify these movements if you have mobility issues. Even seated versions are effective. These cross-body movements are powerful because they force your brain's hemispheres to communicate with each other, strengthening neural pathways. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology showed that seniors who engaged in cross-body movements regularly demonstrated improved cognitive function and processing speed within just 6 weeks. Frank, who's 68 and has been following our channel for years, told me that these movements not only helped his memory but also improved his balance and coordination, an unexpected but welcome benefit that reduced his fear of falling. The third component of our 7-minute routine takes us to the bathroom sink for the 1-minute sensory awakening. While brushing your teeth or washing your face, engage in what neurologists call sensory mindfulness. Instead of going through your morning hygiene on autopilot, deliberately focus on the sensations, the taste of the toothpaste, the temperature of the water, the texture of the towel on your skin. If you're right-handed, try brushing with your left hand occasionally, or vice versa. This practice does 2 important things for your brain health. First, it strengthens your brain's attention networks, which are crucial for forming new memories. Second, using your non-dominant hand creates new neural pathways, a form of mental exercise that promotes cognitive flexibility. A study from the University of Michigan found that seniors who practice sensory mindfulness showed improved attention spans and memory recall compared to those who didn't. Participants reported that this practice helped them become more observant and detail-oriented in other areas of their lives as well. Now, let's move to the kitchen for the 4th component of our routine, the 2-minute brain nutrition boost. While preparing your normal breakfast, take 2 minutes to include what I call brain-activating nutrition. This doesn't mean changing your entire diet. It's about adding small, powerful additions to what you already eat. This could be sprinkling ground flax seeds on your cereal for omega-3 fatty acids, adding a small handful of blueberries for their anthocyanins that promote brain health, or stirring turmeric into your scrambled eggs for its anti-inflammatory curcumin. The science here is compelling. A landmark study in the New England Journal of Medicine followed over 2,000 adults over the age of 65 for 5 years and found that those who consistently consumed brain-healthy foods showed 28% less cognitive decline than those who didn't. Margaret, who's 79, shared that adding just a tablespoon of walnuts to her morning yogurt made a noticeable difference in her mental clarity within a month. She says her morning crossword puzzles now take half the time they used to. Let's continue with our routine and move to the living room or any comfortable space for our 5th component. For our 5th component, we'll engage in what I call the 90-second gratitude visualization. Find a comfortable seat and take 3 deep breaths. Now, close your eyes and bring to mind one thing you're truly grateful for today. It could be as simple as the morning sunshine or as profound as a relationship that sustains you. The key is to not just name this thing, but to really feel the gratitude in your body. Visualize this source of gratitude in vivid detail, engaging all your senses. What does it look like, sound like? How does it make you feel physically? This practice might seem more emotional than cognitive, but neuroscience reveals something fascinating. Gratitude visualization activates the production of neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which are crucial for memory formation and cognitive function. A study from UC Berkeley followed seniors who practiced gratitude visualization for just 90 seconds daily and found they showed measurable improvements in both working memory and problem-solving ability after 30 days. Robert, one of our community members who's 71, was initially skeptical about this part of the routine. "I'm not really the meditation type," he told me. But after committing to this brief practice each morning, he noticed he was remembering names better and feeling more mentally alert throughout the day. "It's like my brain fog lifted," he shared. Now we move to our 6th component, the 30-second word challenge. This quick linguistic exercise can be done anywhere, at your kitchen table, in your favorite chair, or even while waiting for your coffee to brew. Here's how it works. Choose a letter of the alphabet. You can go in sequence each day or pick randomly, and within 30 seconds, try to name as many animals as you can that start with that letter. For example, if today's letter is B, you might say bear, beaver, buffalo, bat, beetle, butterfly. Don't worry about writing them down. Just say them out loud or in your head. The next day, switch categories, perhaps fruits and vegetables, countries, or famous people's names. This rapid word retrieval exercise strengthens what neurologists call your semantic networks, the brain pathways responsible for storing and accessing your knowledge base. It's essentially a targeted workout for your linguistic recall abilities, which often decline with age if not regularly engaged. The Journal of Cognitive Enhancement published research demonstrating that older adults who performed similar word retrieval exercises showed significant improvements in verbal fluency and word-finding abilities within just 3 weeks. Many reported that the embarrassing tip of the tongue phenomenon, where you know the word but just can't access it, occurred much less frequently. Ellen, who's 76, made this exercise into a friendly competition with her husband. We keep track of our highest scores and try to beat them. It's become something we look forward to each morning, she says. Helen also mentioned an unexpected benefit. I've noticed I'm much quicker in conversation now. The words just come to me without that frustrating search. Finally, we reach our 7th component, what I like to call the 1-minute memory consolidation. This final minute brings our routine full circle and helps cement the cognitive benefits of everything you've just done. Sit comfortably and simply reflect on the 6 activities you've just completed. Run through them mentally in sequence. The memory priming in bed, the cross-body movements, the sensory mindfulness during your hygiene routine, the brain nutrition additions to your breakfast, the gratitude visualization, and the word challenge. As you mentally review each activity, take note of how you feel physically and mentally compared to when you first woke up. This reflection process isn't just a nice way to conclude the routine. It's actually a powerful metacognitive practice that helps your brain consolidate and store the benefits of your morning activities. Neuroscientists call this memory consolidation, and it's essential for transforming short-term neural activation into long-term brain health benefits. A study from Northwestern University showed that participants who took time to mentally review and consolidate learning experiences had significantly better retention of those benefits compared to those who simply moved on with their day. This simple minute of reflection essentially tells your brain, these activities are important. Let's keep the benefits active throughout the day. James, who recently turned 70, shared that this final minute has become his favorite part of the routine. It gives me a moment to check in with myself before the busyness of the day begins, he says. I feel more in control of my brain health, rather than just hoping for the best as I age. Now that I've walked you through all 7 components of our brain-boosting morning routine, let's talk about implementation. The beauty of this approach is its flexibility. The entire sequence takes just 7 minutes, but you don't need to. Do it all at once if that doesn't fit your morning flow. The memory priming happens in bed. The cross-body movements can be done as you get up. The sensory mindfulness fits into your existing hygiene routine, and so on. Many seniors find that linking these activities to things they already do helps with consistency. For example, do your gratitude visualization while waiting for your coffee to brew, or practice your word challenge while getting dressed. The key is making these brain-boosting activities habitual rather than seeing them as separate tasks too. Remember, you might be wondering, will I notice results immediately? While some people report feeling mentally sharper right away, the most significant benefits come with consistency. Neuroscience research shows that our brains respond best to regular repeated stimulation. Think of it like physical exercise. A single workout is good, but the real transformation happens when you show up regularly. In a study published in the journal Neurology, researchers found that older adults who engaged in similar cognitive activation routines showed measurable improvements in memory and processing speed after just 21 days of consistent practice. By the 3-month mark, brain scans actually revealed increased neural density in regions associated with memory and executive function. Carol, who's 83 and has been following this routine for 6 months, put it beautifully. "I'm not expecting to have the memory I had at 30, and that's okay, but I've stopped that frightening slide that made me feel like I was losing pieces of myself. Some days, I even find my memory improving, which at my age feels like a small miracle. If you're concerned about remembering all 7 components, don't worry. In the description below, I've included a simple 1-page guide you can print out and keep near your bedside as a reminder until the routine becomes second nature. Many of our community members tell us they no longer need the guide after a couple of weeks as the sequence becomes automatic. What makes this 7-minute routine so effective is that it addresses multiple aspects of brain health simultaneously. We're activating memory pathways, strengthening neural connections, providing nutritional support, generating beneficial neurochemicals, and practicing metacognitive skills, all in just 7 minutes. Dr. Elaine Chen, a neurologist specializing in aging and brain health who helped review this routine, explains it this way. What's remarkable about this approach is its comprehensiveness within such a short time frame. Each component targets different neural systems, creating a synergistic effect that's greater than the sum of its parts. Some of you might be thinking, I already have memory problems. Is it too late to start? The research emphatically says, no. One of the most exciting discoveries in modern neuroscience is that the aging brain retains significant plasticity, the ability to adapt, grow, and form new connections. A groundbreaking study from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging found that adults well into their 90s could form new neural pathways and improve cognitive function with the right stimulation. George, who's 86 and started this routine after noticing concerning memory lapses, shared, "I was afraid I was already too far gone for this to help. But within a month, I was remembering my grandchildren's birthdays without reminders and following conversations at family gatherings without getting lost. My daughter says it's like I've gone back in time 5 years." The consistency of when you perform this routine also matters. Research suggests that cognitive practices done in the morning tend to yield better results than the same activities performed later in the day. This is because in the morning, our brains have been refreshed by sleep and haven't yet been taxed by the demands and distractions of daily life. Dr. Marcus Reichel, a neurologist who pioneered brain imaging techniques, discovered that our brains use the early morning hours to establish neural patterns that influence cognitive function for the remainder of the day. By deliberately engaging in brain-boosting activities first thing, we essentially set the cognitive tone for optimal brain function over the next 16 hours. That said, if mornings absolutely don't work for your schedule, these activities will still provide benefits whenever you can consistently perform them. The most important factor is regular practice, rather than perfect timing. I'd like to share with you now some of the specific benefits our community members have reported after following this routine for at least 30 days. The results have been nothing short of remarkable. Improved word recall is typically one of the first benefits people notice. Patricia, who's 67, told me she used to experience that frustrating tip-of-the-tongue phenomenon several times a day. I'd be in the middle of telling a story and suddenly couldn't remember the name of the restaurant or the actor I was talking about, she explained. After just 3 weeks of this routine, those moments became rare. Now I can pull names and words out of my memory without that struggle. Enhanced focus is another common benefit. Many seniors find their attention wandering more easily as they age, making it difficult to read for extended periods or follow complex conversations. Thomas, who's 72, shared that before starting this routine, he could only read about 10 pages of a book before his mind would drift. "Now I can read for an hour straight, just like I used to," he says. "The difference in my concentration is like night and day." Reduced anxiety about memory issues is perhaps the most profound emotional benefit we've observed. The fear of cognitive decline can create a cycle of stress that actually makes memory problems worse. When you're constantly worried about forgetting things, that anxiety itself interferes with memory formation. Martha, who's 78, expressed this beautifully. "The biggest change for me isn't just that my memory has improved, it's that I'm no longer afraid of forgetting. That fear was casting a shadow over everything I did. Better sleep quality is an unexpected benefit many people report. While this routine doesn't directly target sleep, neuroscientists believe that regular cognitive stimulation helps regulate brain activity patterns that influence sleep cycles. Edward, who's 81, noticed that after about 6 weeks of the routine, he was falling asleep more easily and waking up feeling more refreshed. "I used to toss and turn for at least an hour before drifting off," he says. "Now I'm asleep within 15 minutes most nights." Increased mental energy throughout the day is another common report. Many seniors find their mental clarity diminishing as the day progresses, with afternoon brain fog becoming increasingly problematic. Diane, who's 69, says this routine has extended her periods of sharp thinking. "I used to feel mentally drained by 2 p.m., but now I can stay alert and engaged well into the evening. I've even started taking an evening art class because I have the mental energy for it now." Now let's address some common questions and concerns you might have about implementing this routine. What if I miss a day? This is perhaps the most common worry, and my answer is always the same. Be kind to yourself. Missing a day doesn't erase your progress. The key is consistency over time, not perfection. Our brains respond to patterns, not perfect performance. If you miss a morning, simply resume the next day without self-criticism. The benefits come from making this a general habit, not from an unbroken streak. What if I have physical limitations that make some movements difficult? This is an important consideration, and I want to emphasize that all components can be modified. The cross-body movements, for instance, can be done seated or even lying down. The essential element is the cross-lateral pattern, not the specific movements. Several of our community members with arthritis or mobility issues have created their own adapted versions with equally positive results. Is 7 minutes really enough to make a difference? This skepticism is natural, especially when we're used to hearing that more is better. But remember, this routine isn't about duration. It's about targeted activation of specific neural systems. Dr. Michael Merzenich, a leading researcher in neuroplasticity, has shown that even brief periods of the right kind of brain stimulation can trigger significant neural reorganization. It's quality and consistency that matter most, not length. What if I'm already experiencing significant memory problems? This is a tender question that many are afraid to ask. First, I always recommend consulting with a healthcare provider about any concerning cognitive changes. That said, research shows that even those with mild cognitive impairment can benefit from these types of activities. The brain's remarkable plasticity doesn't disappear with age or with early cognitive changes. While this routine isn't a treatment for dementia, it may help maintain and even enhance the cognitive function you currently have. Can I do more than 7 minutes if I want to? Absolutely. Think of 7 minutes as the minimum effective dose, not a limit. Many of our community members naturally extend certain components they particularly enjoy. Barbara, who's 74, spends extra time on the gratitude visualization because she finds it so centering. William, who's 80, has turned the word challenge into a 5-minute game he plays with his wife. Feel free to expand what works for you. Another question I often hear is, why is this routine more effective than brain games or apps? It's a great question. While many digital brain training programs have merit, they typically focus narrowly on specific cognitive skills in isolation. This 7-minute routine is different because it activates multiple neural systems simultaneously. Memory, movement, sensory processing, emotional regulation, linguistic access, and metacognition. This integrated approach more closely mimics how our brains actually function in real life. Furthermore, this routine incorporates physical movement, which many digital solutions don't. The crossbody exercises activate the corpus callosum, the bridge between our brain hemispheres, creating whole brain engagement that's crucial for comprehensive brain health. Research from the Cleveland Clinic has shown that combining physical movement with cognitive challenges provides significantly greater benefits than mental exercises alone. It's also worth noting that this routine addresses brain health holistically. The nutritional component, for instance, recognizes that our brains need physical nourishment, not just mental stimulation. The gratitude visualization acknowledges the profound connection between emotional well-being and cognitive function. This comprehensive approach is what sets it apart from single-focus interventions. I'd like to take a moment now to address something I hear frequently from seniors: the fear that declining memory is inevitable and untreatable. This belief, while understandable, doesn't align with current neuroscience. Dr. Denise Park's research at the University of Texas has demonstrated that significant cognitive improvement is possible throughout our 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, provided we give our brains the right kind of stimulation. Yes, certain aspects of memory do naturally change with age. Processing speed may slow, and we might need more time to learn new information. But the catastrophic memory loss many fear is not a normal part of aging. More importantly, we now know that many age-related cognitive changes can be significantly slowed, halted, or in some cases even reversed through consistent brain-healthy practices, exactly like the ones in this routine. This is why I'm so passionate about sharing these techniques. I've seen too many vibrant, intelligent people resign themselves to diminishing mental capacity because they believed it was inevitable. Nothing brings me more joy than hearing from someone who has reclaimed their cognitive confidence and discovered that their brain is far more adaptable than they'd been led to believe. As we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with a simple invitation. Try this 7-minute routine for just 30 days. That's all. No long-term commitment, no expensive equipment or supplements, no radical lifestyle overhaul. Just 7 minutes each morning for 1 month. Keep a simple journal noting any changes you observe in your memory, your focus, your energy levels, or even your mood. At the end of 30 days, assess whether these small daily investments of time have yielded meaningful returns for your cognitive health and quality of life. Josephine, who's 85, shared something that deeply moved me after her 30-day trial. For years, I've been bracing myself for a future where I slowly lose my memories, my independence, myself. This routine has given me hope that I have more control over that future than I thought. Even if all it does is slow down what's coming, that's precious time I've gained to be fully present with the people I love. I believe each of us deserves that gift of presence, to be fully ourselves, mentally sharp and engaged for all the days we're given. This simple 7-minute routine is one tool to help make that possible. Before you go, I'd love to hear about your experiences with memory and aging in the comments below. What concerns you most? What strategies have you already tried? Or if you've been practicing this routine, what changes have you noticed? Your insights not only help me create better content, but they also encourage others in our community who might be facing similar challenges. If you found this information helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more science-backed advice on aging well. We post new videos every Wednesday focused on health, wellness, and living your best life at any age. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, your brain is listening to how you treat it, so treat it with care. Keep it active and never stop challenging it to grow. Until next time, here's to your vibrant brain health and the rich life it makes possible.